Good morning, everyone. My name is Lionel C. Babalcon from Wright National High School, Senior High School Department. And good morning also to our professor, Mr. Ronnie Velasco, my dear classmates in this subject, Advanced Industrial Arts. Good morning. So, my topic is all about Internet of Things. Today, let's talk about Internet of Things by starting about my topic outline. So here is my topic outline. We'll be talking about history of Internet of Things, the definition of it, how IoT works, what is the example of Internet of Things, the benefits to the organization when using Internet of Things. Why is the Internet of Things so important? IoT applications, challenges of Internet of Things, advantages and disadvantages, and lastly is the references. History of Internet of Things. The Internet of Things was first used way back 1999 by Kevin Ashton during his work at P&G, which became widely accepted. In 2004, the term was mentioned in famous publications like The Guardian, Boston Globe, and Scientific American. In 2005, UN's International Telecommunication Union published its first report on this topic. So in 2005, Internet of Things is really on working out. In 2008, the Internet of Things was born. So it was first used in 1999, and then 9 years after, the Internet of Things was really realized already. So 2011, Gartner, the market research company, include the Internet of Things technology in their research. So after 3 years, a certain researcher, Gartner, used the Internet of Things for their research. All right, so let's define the Internet of Things. So it is said here, it is a system of interrelated computing devices, a mechanical or digital machines, objects, animals or people that are provided with unique identifiers and the ability to transfer data over a network without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction. Meaning to say, once we say Internet of Things, it is the interconnection of different devices which have a different identifiers, or there's a unique. For example, for example, once we say, if we're going to say that in our locality, it is an address. So every devices has its own address, which is unique to other devices which is connected to the internet. So that is Internet of Things, wherein you don't need to have a connection, or you don't need to input a command, or let's say an instruction, input an instructions. Sometimes it depends on the algorithm. Once we say Internet of Things, it's already automatic because it's already programmed. All right, and I'm very much excited. I just said some ideas, but here's how IoT works. First is we have a sensor devices. That's the key component. The first key component. The second is connectivity. Third one is data processing, and the fourth one is the user interface. Of course, this is really important because this is the thing that we can really interact to. And first, once you say sensor devices are the key component that helps you to collect live data from surrounding environment. So this is the sensors, like for example, biometrics, motion sensor, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of sensors that we can ever imagine that is really present today, and it is connected through the Internet of Things. All this data may have various levels of complexities. It could be a simple temperature monitoring sensor, or it may be a form of video fed. So that's it. Once we say sensors of devices, sometimes CCTV, it can also be a sensor device, or a device which is connected to the internet, because if a CCTV, for example, detect a motion, It can instantly alarm your cell phone, even if you are working and if you are away from home. And of course, for the second factor we have here, connectivity. All the collected data is sent to a cloud infrastructure. Meaning, once there is a motion that is being detected, a biometric that's being accessed, the information will be sent through cloud. Like for example, a GCash, right? Sometimes you don't need to input the IMPIN. If you set the settings in your GCash application, it will be automatically face recognition. Once you do that, well, the moment you don't have face mask, of course, it will be automatic and the data will be sent through the the cloud infrastructures. And once you have that, it will be connected to the server and then it will be authentic or it will be authenticated and then you can open your applications and send cash. The sensor should be connected to the cloud using various mediums of communication. We can use the internet, we can maybe use radio signals. And this communication medium include mobile and satellite networks. Yeah, you have here the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, wireless area networks, and so on and so forth. And the third, we have data processing. Once that the data is collected, it gets to the cloud, the software performance processing of the gathered data. The process can be just checking the temperature, reading the devices like AC or air condition or heaters. So it depends again on the algorithm that's being set. However, it can sometimes also very complex, like identifying objects using computer vision on a video. Internet, or we can have an example for the data processing. It's all about warplanes or the drone that is being used by the Americans. Sometimes they are just using the infrared or the body heat temperatures, and sometimes it's not that accurate because even the civilians can be attacked by the missiles. Because sometimes the people on the ground, they need to verify if the target is really positive and then they shoot the missiles. So there's a lot of complexity in terms of the data processing. So sometimes programmers or the infrastructures needs to be strengthened to avoid those casualties. Fourth is user interface. The information needs to be available to the third or to the end user in some way, which can be achieved by triggering alarms on their phones or sending them a notification through email or through text message. Example here is when I was still in college, one of our classmates of one of the groups, they created a system wherein the moment the elementary grade level students enter the school, they will just swipe their IDs and then automatically the parents will receive a text message that, hey, your learner named Juan de la Cruz already entered the school. And then same thing, when the student go out after the classes, when they swipe their identification cards, the parents will be notified that your children is already out and you need to check on the children as well. The user sometimes might need an interface which actively checks their Internet of Things system. So users maybe design a program wherein they can check automatically, or for example, every 15 minutes there will be a lag report of what's really going on in their house. For example, you are a very high personality. For example, you are a public official or you are in higher rank military, and then you have your security in your house. If you're working, you need to make sure that your family is safe. You can have an infrastructure where every 15 minutes, 10 minutes, a data will be sent through your phone to check that everything is okay. There's no motion detection in your backyard or in your garden, and there's no unnecessary intruders hopping in your house. And for example, there's a user, we have an example as well, a user has a camera installed in his home, he wants to access video recording and all the feeds with the help of the web browser. So that's an example a while ago. And right now, we also have the example of Internet Things device. We have a light bulb that can be switched on using a smartphone app is an IoT device. As a motion sensor or a smart thermostat in your office is connected to the street light. So it can be an example as well. An IoT device could be as fluffy as child's toy or serious as driveless truck. Wow. So we need to say it is an autopilot if you are driving a truck. Some larger objects may be themselves be filled with many smaller Internet of Things components such as jet engine that shows filled with thousands of sensors collecting and transmitting data back to make sure that it's operating efficiently. So a while ago I made an example about drones. The United States, they are using the drones, they are advanced in terms of drones. So that is an example of Internet of Things wherein they connect or they fly out drone and then survey a certain area, and then the drones will get information, views, and then check if there's any terrorist in the area, and then send back the message through the server or through the command center. So that is an example of devices which is really related and important in terms of Internet of Things. And now let's move on to the Internet of Things benefits to organization. We have here monitor their overall business processes. One example is that a grocery store. You can easily check inventories because everything is in automation. Meaning to say, the moment the item is being punched at the cashier, the inventory can easily be deducted to your system. So, if a certain product is already 5%, then you'll be notified that you need to order again so that you will have a smooth flow of your business. We also have here improve the customer experience with the ease of access. We can easily ask customers what are the services that we need to improve so that they will be satisfied. And with the Internet of Things present right now is the online shopping. In the palm of our hand, we can have a delivery, we can order without even traveling to a certain place, a certain mall. So that's it. We can also save time of money. You don't need to ride a van, an airplane to go there just to buy a certain product. You can do it online. Enhance employee productivity. If you are an employer, your employees can focus on their job role. Meaning to say they will have their specific task every day and they do not need to focus on the things that can be done by the devices or by the equipments that is connected to the internet because it's already present and there is already program or algorithm over there. And integrate and adapt business models. Because of devices, everything can be adapted with the same infrastructure, the same maybe the same devices we can adapt in a certain business. Make better business decisions and generate more revenue. Once you say make better business decisions, we can see everything real time. Meaning to say, you don't need to wait up until the next cut off, wait for a month to initiate some changes. Every day you can check the processes, the flow of the transactions of your business, so you can immediately make decisions to avoid losses and then generate more revenue, right? Next slide is why is Internet Things or Internet of Things so important? Over the past few years, Internet of Things has become one of the most important technologies of the 21st century. Why? Because everything is instant. Everything can be controlled already in our within the palm of our hands because of technology. Now that we can connect everyday objects, again, kitchen appliances, cars, thermostats, baby monitors, to the internet via embedded devices, seamless communication possible between people, processes, and things. That's very important. And maybe people nowadays can't live without the Internet of Things. It will be hard for us to live every day because we are getting used to it, or maybe we are already used to it. By means of low-cost computing, the cloud, big data analytics, and mobile technologies, physical things can share and collect data with a minimal human intervention. Because of Internet of Things, data coming from businesses, coming from your uh, your files, can easily be accessed through cloud infrastructure without human intervention. Once you uploaded it, the moment you wanted to access again the data, you can do it. You can have it scheduled, or maybe remind you in a certain period of time. So, Internet of Things is not stationary. It is a dynamic, and every day it is improving. Is what they call this? It is expanding. We also have here challenges of Internet of Things. First is insufficient testing and updating. Second, concern regarding data security and privacy. We sometimes lapses or securing the data, or the privacy of each data is being neglected. Software complexity, data volume and interpretation. Too much data being uploaded and downloaded can shut down a certain infrastructure. Integration with artificial intelligence and automation. Device require constant power supply, which is difficult. And lastly is interaction of short-range communications. So these are the challenges of Internet of Things that we are experiencing as well. Now let's move forward to the advantages of Internet of Things. First one, ability to access information anywhere at any time on any device. That is true. One of example of that is Google Drive, a Facebook account. You can access your Facebook account, your photo albums through your phones, and you can also access through your laptop. So everything is accessed as long as you have internet connectivity and you have, of course, an account. Second, improve communication between connected electronic devices. Because of Internet of Things, there is always new update, new inventions sometimes to enhance customer experience. That's what inventors are doing. Transferring data packets over a connected network save time and money. Yes, because of the advanced infrastructure, we can easily send an email, update an email, receive an email, and process transactions without too much delay. Fourth, automating tasks helping to improve the quality of a business, services, and reducing the need for human intervention. So because of Internet of Things, accuracy, time is considered. Without human intervention, we can really access, or we can maximize the technology. But there's a drawback, because if there's no human intervention, sometimes no employment. So that's the drawback. But efficiency is secured because of the Internet of Things, or because of technology. And we also have disadvantages of Internet of Things. As the number of connected devices increases, the more information is shared between devices, the potential that hacker could steal confidential information also increases. Meaning, we are focused on uploading and downloading of data, we tend to forget the security of data being transferred or being uploaded over the internet. So that's it. Too much data, sometimes security is being neglected. Enterprise may eventually have to deal with massive numbers, maybe even millions of internet devices, and collecting and managing the data from all those devices will be challenging. Yes, because you need to have a tremendous amount of storage capacity if you are, for example, a company, to accommodate all of those data. And then example is Facebook. Facebook is every day they are updating millions, maybe millions of gigs to adapt the increasing amount of users every day, because they are living with the advertisements, and they are having a free Facebook because of the advertisement that we can see every day in our Facebook account. Fourth is there's a bug in the system. It's likely to have, or it's likely that every connected device will become corrupted. So programmers needs to have preventive maintenance so that these issues will not be encountered. Because worst case scenario, if there is a corrupted or there's a bug in the system, you cannot access your file again. So good thing to have a backup every day or every now and then. Since there's no international standard of compatibility of Internet of Things, it's difficult for devices from different manufacturers to communicate with each other. Meaning to say, si Samsung, wala siyang standard. I mean, Samsung has its own standard, Apple has its own standard. Walang standard talaga na create yung Internet of Things. So, compatibility issues will be present every now and then. I don't know if time will come that they will set standards in terms of devices, so that devices will have the ease of communicating to each other without having any problems with the programming or algorithm. So, that's one of the problem of the Internet of Things as well, because of the devices. So for my references, I search on google.com, oracle.com, study mafia, and so on and so forth. If you have some questions, please feel free to ask. And thank you for listening. Have a good day.